Well, welcome to astronomy class, quarter one, September 30th, 2020. And my name is Tim Stephenson. I am the astronomy teacher that maybe you've heard about at home. Hopefully you have. I hope that what I'm doing here in astronomy class is getting all kinds of curiosity, engagement and inquiry and all kinds of discussion going on. I'm hoping that your son or your daughter is actually taking you outside and showing you things. Hey mom, dad, come look at this. Here's Saturn, here's Jupiter, here's Mars, here's Venus. Look at the moon, this is the phase. Let me explain this to you, let me explain that to you. That really is my goal of this course, is that your son or your daughter will become excited about learning about space, asking questions, and ultimately becoming an astronomer themselves, actually taking you or somebody they can take out and explain. Let them become the teacher. I'll be the teacher in the classroom, but I want to equip them and train them to be the teacher outside of the classroom. So it really is my goal. We teach astronomy here in room 146 down the science hallway. I guess this year we can't really get together for meet the teacher night, but this is the way we're doing it. The content of the course is a myriad of things. I'm starting the year kind of with the moon, and then we're getting into the space race, and this week we're studying the solar system and all the various components of the solar system, even some history of the solar system and how solar systems form. We'll be getting into star formation and constellations, and I'm being able to identify the night sky. We'll talk about the history of astronomy, and we'll talk about the exploration of space. What about the origins of the universe? Fascinating discussion around cosmology, the Big Bang Theory. What about the possibility of life in space? Aliens. Isn't that an interesting idea? If the universe is as big as they say it is, are we alone? Are there other life forms out there? That'll be an interesting discussion and worth delving into. So we're going to cover sort of from enclosed Earth-Moon system, and we're going to just keep branching further and further and further out until we've kind of talked about the whole thing. And we've got 10 weeks to sort of explore the entire universe. It's kind of too bad it's only 10 weeks because there's a lot to learn. The way that your son or your daughter will get a mark in this course is like this. I've asked them to construct a book. I think of it like this, as content creation. They've got themselves a notebook. And I've seen even this week already, I have students who have as many as 20 pages that they've constructed into their notebook. This is stuff that they've learned, they've heard from me, I've shown them things on the screen, we've talked about it in class, I've said delve into this, dig deeper into that, and they've done it. And some of the books, in fact most of the books I've seen so far are phenomenal. They're getting great marks because they're learning in an independent way. I'm trying to train them. Don't wait for me to tell them what to write. Listen to what I have to say, engage in the conversation, ask questions, and then record into your notebook every day something that you've learned. 2, 3 things that you've learned every single day. And at the end of the 10 weeks, you'll have this beautiful collection. I like to call it their astronomy book. It's not a notebook. That's got some negative connotations from the old days of listening to lectures. What I want is for them to write a book, and at the end of the 10 weeks, they'll have their own personal astronomy book. And it'll be a wonderful collection of information and topics that they've learned in class, and it's one that they want to hang on to. They won't lose this book. They won't toss it in the air and say, hey, no more school and no more books and no more teachers' dirty looks. No. I'm keeping the astronomy book because this one's special. I've got something significant in this that I want to keep for a long time, and I want to keep referring back to it. So the more they pour into that book, really the better the mark. I don't use traditional style tests. I don't bring them this information and then say, memorize this, and there's going to be a test on Tuesday. I'm trying to steer away from that. And we've got the beautiful luxury in this course where I can do that. I can just learn for the sake of learning. The virtue of knowledge in and of itself is the reward. And so the more they pour into the course, the more they'll get out of the course, both in knowledge and as a minor sidetrack, they'll also get a good mark. But I think the majority of what I want is for them to learn. That's what I want them to get. Hey, what are you getting in astronomy? Oh, I'll tell you what I'm getting. This incredible sort of education and knowledge and awareness of the amazing heavens above. That's what I'm getting. Oh, you meant a mark? I don't know. I think I did pretty good. I think I got an A or something. That is secondary, all right? The most important thing is, what did you learn? And if you do all of these things as I'm describing, use color, pictures, print things out, use it. You know, in space is very visual. Pictures worth 1,000 words. So you load your book up with pictures and images and sketch and doodle. The connection between art and science, this is so valuable. You got to get those things in there. And the more you kind of build and kind of create that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I want the students to do. I want them to sort of break free of this traditional mold of education where we're copying down notes and sort of waiting for the teacher to tell us what to write. I want you to decide for yourself what to write. Okay. Good time to see me. Really, if you need to. I'm hoping that you don't need to come in, because it is kind of difficult to find the time to come into the school. It's difficult with the protocols and everything. What I'm hoping is that you can email me. My email address is tstevenson@sd35.bc.ca. That would be probably the best way to go. But for the most part, I'm hoping that you can be satisfied and just communicate to me through your student, your son or your daughter. But really, email is, if you need to get a hold of me, is the best thing. My suggestions though for that, don't forget as well what I put on the Microsoft team. We have a team set up. Students should be looking at that on a regular basis. Like every day they should be looking, because I might have put something up there, an article, a link to a video. They need to be looking at that every single day. What did Mr. Stephenson put up on the team, Microsoft Teams? Click on that, read it. What's my comment? What's my suggestion? What's the video I've linked you to? What's the article I've linked you to? And you need to be reading those things, watching those things. And then you need to be adding what you've learned, processing it, and getting it into your notebook. So every single day, how can they do well? They can be engaged in the course. They can be asking their questions. They can be reading. They can bring in extra things. They can ask the questions in class and say, hey, I know you're going to plan on teaching this, but you know what we'd like to learn about? I really am wondering about dark energy. What is that? Or what is a black hole? What is, that's the sort of thing that drives this course. I want the students engaged. I want them asking the questions. I want them to tell me what they want to learn. So the best way that they can get involved in this course and do their best is exactly as I've described. But if you're going to miss time, if you're going to be away, if there's something you can't avoid, you've got to get onto the teams. And I'll always be putting up there, here's what you could be adding into your book. And if you're on the every other day or the twice a week kind of program, like right now Block B is, then those other 3 afternoons, you should be working on something. You should be adding in. Take what you've learned in class and independently do some research. Come back to class, tell me what you've done, and I'm going to be blown away by your engagement and your independence, and that's what we want. People who are truly lifelong learners. All right, so this is how I want you. You can impress me your way into an A. Impress me your way into an A, and I guarantee you that will work for you. So anyway, this is the course called Astronomy. It's something I've been doing in this school for 17 years. It's the only astronomy program really anywhere. Ask around who has an astronomy course at their high school. This really is the only one around, because I've created it because I love space. I think it's very fascinating. I think it's a great way to connect chemistry and physics and biology and geology and history. All the different aspects of science and education all come together in space. And so that's what we're doing. And your son or your daughter, I'm very glad that they're here, and I hope they have a great year and they learn a ton. There you go. My name is Mr. Stephenson, Tim Stephenson, AstroStephenson. Follow me on Instagram, AstroStephenson. I also have a website, AstroStephenson.ca, and you can get to know me a bit more there as well. All right, have a great day, and there's the course for you.